Welcome back to BNG Hockey, where it's always black and gold. The NHL draft is finally ended, and we're going to go ahead and recap all of the Bruins draft picks. Let's get started. The Bruins didn't have a first-round pick in this draft. They traded it away to Anaheim in the Kasha Backus deal, so we're going to start things off here with the Bruins' second-round pick. They take Mason Lohrei. He's a 6'4" left-shot defenseman. In 48 games last season, he had 8 goals and 37 points. But I'm going to be honest with you, this kid was a reach. There was people on the panel on the NHL Network who kind of just glazed over the fact that they didn't really know who he was. It wasn't as bad as the Blue Jackets picking a guy who wasn't even in the top 100 at 20 yesterday in the draft, but it was still a pretty big reach, and I don't know if I love this pick. The kid could be good. Seems like he has a little bit of offensive upside the more I read about him, but all in all, he just seems to be a big defenseman that not a lot of people really knew about. So, you never know. Good pick, I guess, Don? Moving on. Now, it's too early for me to say that Lowry's going to be a bust, so it's also too early for me to get excited about the Bruins' third-round pick. But he was definitely my favorite selection by the Bruins in this draft. It's forward Trevor Kuntar. He's a 6-foot left-shot centerman. Last season, in 44 games, he put up 53 points, 28 goals. He's going to be going to BU next season. The Bruins love having guys with local ties, but he seems to be the perfect Bruin. He's not shy to throw hits around, he's difficult to play against, and he seems really motivated. He ended his Bruins press conference saying, "Now the work begins." I like that kind of player. Being a later round draft pick, he's not going to make next year's roster, and probably not the season after that. But if you're motivated and think if you work hard enough, you're going to make that NHL roster, that's good. I like a player who has that drive and that fire, and it seems like he plays Bruins style hockey, and he can put up points. You can never have enough good centermen. Solid draft pick by the Bees here in the third round. The Bruins didn't have a fourth-round pick. They traded that in the Marcus Johansson deal a couple seasons ago, so we move on now to the fifth round. This was kind of an interesting pick, and you can't really convince me that the Bruins would have picked this guy if his dad didn't play in the NHL and wasn't on their staff. They take the son of Jamie Langenbrunner, Mason Langenbrunner. And if you look at his dad, he had a really good NHL career. He played 1,109 games, putting up 243 goals, 663 points. So that's a really good NHL career. And if this kid can become anything like his dad, that would be a fantastic pick. Now, his dad was a forward. Mason is a D. He's a 6'2" right shot defenseman. Last season, in 25 games, he put up 19 points, 5 goals. I just have a feeling that they kind of took this guy because he's going to be going to Harvard. His dad's in the organization and played in the NHL, and you can never have enough good defensive prospects, but I'm just not sure that was the right pick at this time in the draft for the Bruins. But you never know, and I'm sure that he's psyched and his dad is psyched and the organization is happy to have this kid as a Bruin. So, welcome to the Bees, Mason. The Bruins' sixth-round pick was an interesting one. They take Riley Duran. He's a 6'2" right-shot centerman from Woburn, Massachusetts, of all places. He played in 27 games, put up 44 points, 22 goals. Don't read too much into the stats. It's at a lower-level hockey league. But he seems like he's a gritty-type player. Local boy, once again. So, you never really know. Another centerman. Nothing to get too excited about, though. And just when you think the Bruins are going to make one more pick, they end up trading their 7th-round pick to the Toronto Maple Leafs of all teams for a 7th-round pick next season. Hopefully the Leafs don't pick a superstar like a Zetterberg or a Jamie Benn. Those are guys who went in the 7th round. That would really come back to haunt us, but it's not a big trade and it's not a big deal because I don't really care who the Bruins draft in the 7th round anyway. So not the most exciting draft if you're a Bruins fan. They didn't have a first-round pick. They didn't really make any big trades. There was a lot of players being moved around today. I was hoping that maybe the Bruins would get in on that action. They reached for a couple of guys. Don Sweeney and the Boston Bruins' strength is really not their drafting. It doesn't mean that they can't draft, but I would say that they miss a lot more than they hit. So I wasn't really expecting an amazing draft anyway. I would much rather see Sweeney sign some guys. Free agency is coming up very soon, so I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully the Bruins make some moves to shake up this year's roster. So, we'll look ahead. It's way too early to be frustrated or give up on these kids. They are just kids, and they could all end up becoming superstars for the Bruins, so let's just hope for the best. Let me know what you think about this Bruins draft down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big like, and if you haven't already, subscribe.